Hey, there's some people that should be mad about this Bears 49ers disaster on the lakefront. But there's some people at the stadium that should be really mad because it just might cost you to be a loyal Bear fan. I'll tell you about it. Let's go. Hey, welcome back, man, to another edition of the SIZZLE. I'm Jay SIZZLE, back here in the middle of the night getting ready to talk to you about your beloved Chicago Bears. We got some after game reaction that we're going to go through, some live video that we're going to check out. If you did not check it out, it was really good, the first part of it. But what I really want to talk to you right quick, couple of minutes, is that there is some chicanery going on with the Chicago Bears concerning these PSLs. And if you don't know what a PSL is, that is a license that you could have, a permanent seating license, to make sure that you always have seats at the Bear Stadium. Now, it all depends where you sit is how much they cost. If you way up there in the nosebleed seats, it might cost you $650 a year to have that license. If you're sitting behind the bench, some guy this year paid $52,000 for that license so he could sit behind the Bears bench. Here's the thing about it. We've all just heard about it. The Bears are getting ready to move out into Arlington. They've just bought the Arlington racetrack out there. And they knew they were moving, and they still sold these PSLs. Now, the taxpayers ate, when they put that spaceship into Soldier Field some years ago, the taxpayers ate $430+ million. Now, a lot of that came out of the hotel tax revenue stream, but a lot of that also came out of this permanent seat licensing that they sold to the Bears fans. Now, they knew that they were going out to Arlington Heights, but they didn't care, and they sold them this year anyway. There's one guy who paid $18,000 to make sure he had 4 seats. And guess what's going to happen? When the Bears move out to this new stadium, those licensing rights do not transfer. He's going to lose his money. That's just ridiculous that the Bears play it like that. But this part of that, when you don't have integrity like that, even though that's being done all around the country to raise money, when you don't have integrity like that to let people know ahead of time that that's what's going to happen, you get the product that you get on the field. Anyway, let's talk about it. Let's watch. There's a video here of guys talking right after the football game. We're going to get some quick knowledge about that, and I want to talk to you about some of the things the guys are saying.
Football after show with Olin Kreutz, Alex Brown, and our favorite.
I always like Olin Kreutz. Olin Kreutz brings the pain.
Lance Briggs. I'm David Kaplan. Bears lose again. We saw a different kind of offense, Olin.
Excuse the video, guys. It's my internet speed over here where I'm living at is terrible.
And absolutely terrible. Runs we've watched at that stadium for a Bears quarterback in a long time, but defense was bad today.
Yeah, early on, the offense is running the ball like they have been, but you see a little more of Justin Fields outside the pocket, what they call boot and or naked schemes, where they got him on the move, and he's just taking the levels read, short check downs, and even there was a 3rd and 13, I think, in there, where he beat the blitz and hits Marquise Goodwin. So some good stuff from the...
Yeah, that was a good play. It looked early on like Justin Fields was going to be able to take control of this game early on because it looked like the offensive line was going to play decent, and Joey Bosa wasn't really getting off yet. So it looked like they had control of it, but I think the 49ers switched some things up, and the next thing we know, we looked up and the Bears looked like they didn't know what they were going to do.
From the offense today, obviously you always want to see more points, Alex and Lance, and the problem continues to be putting the ball in the end zone, scoring enough points, and we know if the other team gets to 30,
it's over.
The game's probably
over. And that's, you know what? How sad is that? If the other team gets to 30, it's over. The Bears don't have a chance at winning. That's where we are right now. I mean, we need the 1985 Bears defense, and we're going to have a chance to win any ball games. Because right now, I don't see any winnable ball games for the Bears in this schedule.
What we didn't see, and you spoke about the defense, Cap, the defense didn't do anything. They didn't slow them down. They put up almost 500 yards total offense. You got to do better.
500 yards of total offense. 500. 500. They even had to start giggling about that on set. 500 is a ridiculous amount of yards, y'all.
Yes, you got to do better. We didn't have any takeaways. Like it was a rough day. We couldn't stop the run. And for this team right here, the San Francisco 49ers, if they find something that they can do well, they do it. And they keep doing it. And we couldn't stop the run.
No,
and they
couldn't.
just pounded it. And everything started to open up for Garoppolo and Deebo Samuel, who went for almost 200 yards receiving. It was a bad day.
200 yards receiving, guys. 200 yards. Do you know how hard it is to go for 200 yards receiving in the NFL? I mean, you're just sprinting. It's a track meet. It's a track meet. That's what it looked like. This guy was just, they were just throwing in ball. And I don't think he had a ridiculous amount of receptions either. That's what they had to check the stats on that a little bit. But no.
Outran the whole defense.
Oh, yeah.
He outran the whole defense.
Yes, it was a bad day for the defense.
Guys weren't in the gaps.
Look at that
Guys weren't
outfit
in the
he's got
gaps,
on.
And, you know, one of the comments that was made at the end of the game was defense looked tired. Well, you're tired because you're not in your gaps. You're not attacking your gaps, and you're not gap sound.
Tell him, Lance.
And you're getting these chunks, especially in the
They're just, dude. These defensive players are laughing at this defense for the Chicago Bears. That's how bad this is right now. You got Alex Brown and Lance Briggs giggling like schoolgirls. Like schoolgirls. I don't know how it get much worse than this, y'all. I'm telling you. I mean, you got these guys right now who are looking at these guys going, man, you guys suck. That's just bad.
His face is like his teeth like that.
You felt like going into the game, you felt like, okay, they have to run the ball, they have to boot, they have to make it, right? You felt that way. Well, whose scheme is that?
Okay.
That's Kyle Shanahan's scheme.
No question.
Right?
Yeah.
So now, when you go into halftime, when he adjusts, can you beat Kyle Shanahan at his own game? Right? So you see that even when the offense scores, it's Justin Fields breaking 3 or 4 tackles.
Yep.
Yeah, right, absolutely. There was nothing here that you look like on here. You said, well, okay, the Bears have this game under control. They know what they're doing. They've schemed against this. And it's not that the fact that the Bears have not practiced, that the Bears don't have a strong game plan. The problem is that the game plan they're strong in is not the game plan that they needed. Now, here's the question. Is it the game plan or is it Justin Fields? Because we're all saying, hey, you know what, he looks bad. But remember when Andy Dalton, that first game before he got hurt, you remember that? Those series, Andy Dalton looked great in this offense. So is this a situation that because they haven't designed the offense around Justin Fields that he's going to struggle? Or is this a guy who's going to struggle no matter what offense you put in because he just can't read like he's supposed to?
Right, Kyle Shanahan says, okay, Eddie Jackson's out. I know they use him to cover when I go empty. So I'll go empty and see who they got covering.
Correct.
They got Trevathan covering. They got Travis Gibson covering. What do when Akeem Hicks is back and Khalil Mack is out and the other outside linebackers out? What do? You run at the outside linebacker.
No doubt.
So you run at Quinn, you run at Travis Gibson,
Yeah.
you run at Kamara.
Absolutely.
You run at Christian Jones, you run toss. So when you went in, you go up, you kick a field goal, you go 16-9, it's 30-19. I looked at, I think, Lance or Alex, and I said, what do you do here? Screen. You run a screen. Like I think Lance would yell, watch the screen here.
Yeah.
alert.
It's screen
Alert
or draw.
screen. They got to run
Screen or
screen.
draw.
Really, they did that to punt.
Yes.
They were basically saying let's punt. So they convert that, and now Kyle Shanahan just goes to work. And Sean Desai's trying to get a look at what it looks like when you don't have all that money on your side of the ball. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They don't have the horses on their side of the ball, the guys who could just get off stuff and make plays, and they can't scheme these guys to do well. We're going to push this down a little bit. Let's see what else they're talking about. As soon as it's the spinning wheel of death here. Hold on, let's hit play.
Nall at running back because Montgomery's out, Williams out. So you're on your 4th string running back.
Yeah.
And it's good to see somebody as dynamic as Justin Fields on our offense.
And you got to win the critical situation. You know, you get the game in the situation where you can tie the game up Cairo Santos misses
Look
the
at
extra
Lance
point.
Briggs. That's hilarious.
That's it's 23-23.
It changes the whole outcome of the
Different
game.
game.
Yeah.
Changes the game. Yep.
Yeah.
Lance had said, watch the screen pass on 3rd and 20. Is that right? It was 3rd and 20.
It was 3rd and 20. About to say it's long. It was long.
So today, Deebo Samuel, 6 catches, 171 yards. Had a
Guys, 6 catches, 171 yards. He was just running downfield going like this, putting his hand up. You know, when he be calling for the ball and looking back like that, that's all he was doing. I'm open throwing the ball. I'm open. Dude, I'm still open. No, for real, I'm open. That's what was going on. Absolutely correct. Let's hear the rest of this in a couple more minutes of this.
Mitchell ran for 137, averaged 7.6
137 yards on the
When they needed a
ground.
big play,
They were
got
just
it.
ripping
They're
him.
going to him.
Ripping
They're going to
him.
him. And then later in that game, you
Terrible.
saw the defense start to, they weren't tackling. We started to see them show up again. Now,
Yeah, right.
We're saying this
Defense
every
didn't
week.
want to hit nobody.
We're saying this about the defense every week. We're starting to say, hey, listen, in order for this team to win, defense has to be special. They're no longer at that point. They're not even good right now.
You have to.
Like, this
Wow.
offense is gonna have to
Wow. Wow. Look, you got these guys crashing this defense with Akeem Hicks on it. They're just saying these guys are trash, and they're going to be trash. I don't know, man. I think this is a situation right here that this might have taken the Chicago Bears down for the next 5 years. Because I think under this current coaching staff that Justin Fields isn't going to get any better. And I think you're going to start seeing the injury bug starting to come up right now. And this is not going to get pretty. I'm going to push this down and just see if anybody talks about anything of any consequence later on down here. We got to spin the wheel of death. Let's see what happens here. What they're talking about.
From Mooney, you saw Allen Robinson involved. Like, it's just more people I saw involved today. And last week I didn't see that. Like, I'm like, God dang, where are all these plays at? Where are the guys?
You almost start cussing.
We got to get first downs in order to do that.
Let's talk about Justin, because the touchdown run on 4th and 1 you referenced, that's one of the most exciting plays I've watched in that stadium in a long time.
Well, he
Yeah, that was a
exciting.
great run.
Yes.
That throw he
the
made.
throw, the touchdown to
The
James.
throw?
Man, across his body, you can roll him left, you can roll him right. He made a lot of good throws. Played a lot
But
better
can he be
today, I thought.
consistent, though?
Recognized
That's the
pressure,
problem. Can
got
he
everybody
be
lined up, got everybody
consistent?
going.
And
I
we
would
don't
love
see
to
that right
see
now.
him. You see Kyle Shanahan, and I thought that's the storyline of this game. Kyle Shanahan really outcoached Sean Desai in the second half. But you see him design run plays for Garoppolo. If you can design run plays for Garoppolo, you can design run plays for Justin Fields.
And we're going to end on that one. You're absolutely right. You can design run plays for Justin Fields. But, you know, you have a guy who can run 4.3, and we don't want to run him. Don't understand that. Anyway, it's a mess, guys. It's an absolute mess. It's tough being a Chicago Bear. But anyway, hang in there, guys. Again, it's glad to be with you guys. Enjoy your life, man. Get out here, have some fun. We know it's tough for the Chicago Bears, but we got the Bulls, and the Bulls look pretty good. Next show, I'm going to come up, man. We're going to talk about the Bulls, talk about what's going to happen. Are they the new beast in the East? It's possible. Anyway, love you guys. Stay safe. We'll see you again. Bye. No, really, I'm leaving this time. We're just waiting for the music to go. Bye.